Hi, welcome to the Client Engagement Agent from the Uptiq AI Workbench. Client Engagement Agent is an agent that's been developed for client-facing financial services professionals, specifically wealth managers, to help stay close to their clients. There's three critical aspects to the Client Engagement Agent. First, it's around meetings, generating meeting summaries, automatically producing emails and follow-ups, automatically creating tasks, pushing this information to the CRM, and ultimately engaging with the client to schedule meetings and optimize the meeting process with all of your clients. Next is the ability to query across the CRM, simply by prompting and asking questions like, who haven't I spoke to in the last 3 months? Whose birthday is coming up in the next week? Information that can be queried and found in the CRM that might be critical to the client relationship can be done so with a prompt. And then last, querying against the asset information of your client. So through a direct connection with the custodians and banking information, you can know exactly about your client's assets and use that information for important conversations around planning and any information they might want to know around the asset base, or if management wants to know more about the entire client asset base, they can simply query information instead of having to do the tedious process or hire data analysts to do so. So first, I want to show you about the meeting summary. So I'm taking the position of if I'm a wealth manager, I just had a meeting with one of my clients, and I'm going to use one of our preset prompts here to generate a meeting summary. Given, I could have asked it to do anything. It wants to understand exactly what its next steps are to generate this meeting summary, and it's going to go ahead, identify that it needs to look at our meetings to pick, hey, which meeting do I want to do to go over? So I'm going to use my client, Lorenzo Ferri, and what it's going to do is it's going to look at the analysis of the meeting and produce a summary for us. All right, here's our summary information. So it read our meeting, it understood the objectives of the meeting, so our key discussion points, any agenda items, decisions, next steps, action items. The important information has been has been extracted and distilled down for us to easily pick up and understand. It also took the next step and wants to know, hey, do I want to send a follow-up email to my client with this summary and a thanks for our meeting? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. It's going to take all of this summary information and distill it down into an email. This email that's being created is able to match our style of writing, could be edited, and could be updated to send to whomever we need to send it to. I'm not going to make any changes, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I do want to send this generated email to the client. We'll get the notification that it's been sent to Lorenzo, and now it wants to know, should I generate the action items to go to the CRM? I'm going to say yes, and it's going to generate the tasks that are needed from the meeting. So what do I actually need to do as a result of this conversation, or what does my team need to do in order to make this client happy? This process that we're going through is typically a process that takes wealth advisors around 2 hours a day for all of their meetings. Obviously, we are doing this in a matter of minutes, significantly reducing the time to appropriately engage and interact with your customer base. Here are our tasks that it's taken. It's given us the summary of the task, the description, the due date, and can be assigned to particular folks that might be within my CRM. Again, I'm not going to make any adjustments, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I would like to sync these to my CRM. These will automatically be pushed into the CRM that you use and can be seen through that system. I've simply done all of this by connecting my apps through quick connections with my meeting software, my CRM, and then my financial data through Bridge FT. I log into the system, it automatically connects, and I now have access to this information throughout the agent. Next item I wanted to show you was around querying against the assets. So let's say Lorenzo gave me a call after I sent that follow-up email and asked me a particular question. So I'm going to say generate an asset report for my client. Again, instead of having to go through to another system, instead of having to get an analyst to pull this information for me or myself go through and find it, I can simply prompt, ask it to generate a summary, and it will take all of the client information that it has for Lorenzo from their assets, from our conversations, and distill it down so that we can have an educated conversation. On the right-hand bar, you'll see the client summary. We have basic information, we have some of our recent inquiry information, and we have some of the background asset information. Here's a more distinct background around the asset holdings, giving us a basis to have these conversations. Instead of doing it just for one client, you can also ask across the client base. For example, if let's say there was a very large move in the tech sector, I could ask, which of my clients have large exposures to NVIDIA? Or which of my clients are holding the most cash? Maybe I have a strategy around helping these clients open up new accounts and I want to know that information. I can simply ask the agent to pull this information for me instead of having to do a deep analysis in disparate systems. Last time I want to show you is querying across the CRM. So under pulling information across my entire client base within the CRM. Again, I'm going to use one of our preset prompts here of list dormant clients. In this case, dormant clients are clients that I haven't talked to in a really long time. This is one of the number one reasons why clients might switch to another advisor because they feel like they haven't had the appropriate attention. So in order to combat that, I can simply come in, say, provide me a list of these clients. It will pull this list and it will prepare an email for me to connect with them. I'll go ahead and say yes. It will generate that email and I can say yes to send these to the clients. Let's say maybe these were intentional and I don't want to send this to Priya, but I want to send it to the rest. I can pick and choose and then I can send it off. And I now have engaged with these clients and have started to put together the basis to meet with them so that they feel like they have been in contact and feel like I'm serving their needs. I can also generate tasks for these and push these to the CRM. All this information can be pushed to the CRM into notes, into tasks, updating client records. That is a brief overview of the client engagement agent. Thank you so much for your time.